Okay, Aquarius, let's see what's going on for you guys. Let's head on over into the week ahead. All right, so let's see what's going on here for Aquarius the week ahead for them in February. So we're kind of somewhere in the middle of February now, right? We're going to go from like the 10th over to the 18th, 17th, 18th, 19th even. All right, show us the situation for, Aquarius. Really, was that the one? I see a lot of pentacles. I think you're trying to stabilize yourselves, guys. I really do. I think some things have recently happened to you. Let me show you what I'm looking at. 8 of Pentacles. This is somebody who's working on their craft, their hobby, their goals, a relationship, career, whatever it is, or they're minding their own business and just dumping their energy in work right now, okay? Or they're just burying themselves in work because of a certain situation. I truly believe, though, you're sitting here weighing your pros and cons over a situation. You really want to talk to somebody heart to heart and then proceed. So I think beyond the reading that we did last week with you guys, where you were in that process of transitioning here in your lives, look, you were very focused on what you had and who you were with and what your career was about. And, you were pining over this situation for a good year, all right? Because these energies were influencing you last year. Now it's finally come to a conclusion, right? And while you were, in these thoughts, in this place, you might have entertained new people, a new relationship, a new circumstance, a new situation, a new side hustle, whatever it is. But now that side hustle is looking like the prime hustle, the main event, okay? But while you're thinking about it and considering it, you're burying yourself in work or something where you're trying to weigh your pros and cons. You will eventually talk to this person heart to heart, and you will build some sort of new platform for your future. All right. So what's coming in towards Aquarius? So we're hopping over into the new life, into the new thing, into the new experience. And you're saying to yourself, and I'm really okay with it. I'm really fine. I did my due diligence. I explained myself to people. I put myself out there. I made myself clear. This is the new me, I guess. And, they could take it or leave it. So you're going forward this way. I think you're also trying to stay optimistic and hopeful. The Star card, this is your card. And there's you too, the Queen of Swords, where you're analyzing something, right? You're saying, okay, maybe it got boring. Maybe it's stagnated. Maybe I've learned all I can learn in this situation and I've got to evolve or I've got to move on. Either way, you're like, it'll work out. Somehow, some way with the Star card here, it will all work out. I'm going to stay optimistic and hopeful. Some of you are taking a big trip, a big life trip, meaning like around the world kind of situation. But you're also calculating and analyzing who you should cut out and who you should keep. All right, who you should talk to and who you shouldn't. What is the surprise of the week here for Aquarius? It's pretty cut and dry this week. Last week was a big deal for you. This is the week that you start going forward, that you start getting comfortable and okay with your decisions. All right, because I do have something that was kind of coming across a little upside down, the Four of Cups. This is unrequited love. But you might go back and forth here with somebody. Maybe it's a runner-chaser situation. Maybe it's a blessing. Maybe I shouldn't throw it out. Maybe I should do something with it. I don't know. I do see you walking away from something that's no longer emotionally serving you, though. Those cups are dry. Who and how or what are you going to love with no love in you? You know this, so you leave it. Because you're like, that tap just went dry. It just went as far as it could go. Welcome to Neptune and Aries, where everybody sees exactly what they're getting and who they're getting. What is the advice here for Aquarius? Page of Cups. That's so weird. I feel like you might have gotten this in your advice position on TikTok. Page of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So because of lack of communication, or the communication is so nominal, very minimal at best, you are struggling to kind of find your stability in all of this whole entire situation. Because you have Page of Cups and you have Queen of Pentacles in cross. But this is your advice. So it's telling you, in order for you to find stability, you do need to ground yourself. Because in 1 minute, it's like you're letting loose. The next minute, you're like, oh, but I got to be stable. It's like it's all your angels on your shoulders, right? The good one, the bad one, your demons and your angels. Which one are you feeding? But you keep tossing between the two. You're like, should I talk to you? Should I talk to you? I was like, I don't fucking know anymore. No, I'm just kidding. But it is saying that maybe some communication, light and fluffy, page, text, email, smoke signal. Doesn't have to be, outright like picking up phone calls and making big ass declarations, but a little text message. Hey, how are you? Is everything okay? Right? Because I do see some kind of good news coming in. Perhaps some of you it's a reconciliation. Others of you it's just dating or networking or socializing for work. But this is you putting something to bed in a good way. Because then this helps you get to your passionate new beginning or project or whatever it is that you seek to do work-wise. Now let's see what the outcome of the week is saying here for Aquarius. What is the outcome of the week, please? The sun is here. It's a little bit in reverse. I get it, though. I see why. I'll keep it in reverse. And the Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Page of Swords. Okay. At some point, you're going to do a little bit of homework or stocky doodle. You're going to keep your eyes peeled and see, like, what the vibes are like out there. Because behind it, I see a partnership. All right, I see a soul connection there where you feel the same way as the other person does. But this week, perhaps the sun is in reverse because it's inevitable once you make this judgment call. All right, you're trying to make some spiritual decision or enlightened decision or just a judgment call in general. Two of Pentacles in reverse, you're just going to stop this nonsense. You're going to say to yourself, why am I weighing what pros and cons? What do I want? Hello, Neptune and Aries. What do I want? What do I care about? What do I want to represent in this world? How do I want to show up? This is happening to the collective. It's not just you. But this is a good thing because this will connect you with the right friends, with the right people, with the right situation, with the right circumstance. Because now you're aligning yourself with birds of a feather. Okay? So your sun, your happiness is slightly struggling to come in, but it's inevitable because even in reverse, that's a great card to have. I think you're just going to like keep your eyes a little peeled and be like, okay, there's my flock. Boom, partnership. In the incoming, because that's the bottom of the deck. So that's like ahead of you. This is what's going on this week. You're processing basically. You're definitely processing, where you're going, where you're headed, this new path, because you feel like at this point you might have beat the horse to a dead pulp. You're like, it's done. It cannot be more dead. I've been saying this to myself over and over again, that I don't want to be like this and I don't want like that and I don't want this and I don't want that. You know why? Because that was the Neptune in Pisces retrograde. So we had a taste of that from March up until September, October. Then it went back into Pisces where it was back like, oh no, I got to do the old thing. I got to go back to my past. And then when it went into Aries, boom, you're really thinking about how it was what you were feeling last year. That's why it was the year of the snake. You were shedding an old version of yourself. Now the horse is coming this week, this reading. And that is going to move with power, with force, and fire. So it's like you're feeling that energy now, okay? Aquarius, and here you are, the star, feeling like a star, right? Where you're getting okay and comfortable to this new version of your life. Now, what is this Eight of Pentacles here? What are they doing? Clarify this for me for Aquarius. Six of Swords, Four of Swords, a lot of swords, and the Knight of Swords. Okay. See, you are in that little transition. You're getting in your little boat. You've untied and untethered your boat from the dock that you used to live at. And now you're leaving. You don't look alone in there, I'll tell you that. You're with somebody. Anyway, you're leaving the disturbing waters. And now you're going into something a lot smoother. Okay? A lot easier, a lot more efficient. Four of Swords. And you're healing. You're definitely healing. All right? So you've got just a little bit more to go before you get that full healed version of yourselves. So I think your coping mechanism for a lot of you is to bury yourself in work. Others of you is just to focus on some kind of goal, right? Because you are in this process. I think you're understanding this now, this transition. And I think you're going to rush out and communicate something here to somebody, or someone is going to communicate something to you. I think it's you. I think you make some kind of offer. Maybe the offer comes to you. It can be vice versa. But I feel like it's you. You're going to say something or do something, and I think you're going to wait to see what happens after the fact. But that's like next week. But the interesting thing is, if you look at the 4 and the 6, see, 4 of these swords are in your boat where you're headed towards something smooth. The thing about 6 of Swords is you usually leave something behind and you know it. So you're not that far away. So it's like 4 is down. You have 2 left to go if you want to talk to yourselves in the form of timing. Okay? You're almost there. Now, just some little things have to happen first. Now, what is the Star card here? What's the Star card saying to Aquarius, please? As you pack your bags and you get ready to leave and lean into your future, which is very uncomfortable because now you're like not even looking back at this point. I think it's done and you know it. So this is why you're remaining optimistic and hopeful. You're saying, okay, I'm going to use this wand, the one that you're holding, and use it as a walking cane into your future. You're looking out in the horizon. That cane is your past. You're not looking at it anymore. It's done. And you're actually forming a new version of stability for yourself because it's about you now. It's about just you, which I kind of love. All right. Now, what is this 4 of Cups here in the surprise section of Aquarius's reading, please? Temperance, Saggy energy, High Priestess in reverse, Pisces energy. Okay, so we're talking about something that could be unrequited love, or you're not thrilled about it, or you're not happy. It's like in and out. You're like, it's okay, but it's like, all right. I don't know. It's just there, right? I think you're really more focused on you finding your balance, right? I think you're trying to hold yourself back and temper yourself to really kind of see it for what it truly, really is. See, the High Priestess in reverse, maybe with somebody you weren't talking, or you blocked them, or they blocked you, or whatever, or you weren't talking about the big thing, you might be talking now. So that's why your 4 of Cups is neither here nor there. It's like, it's unrequited, the next minute it's not. Maybe let me look at that blessing again. I don't know. Let me talk to them one more time. It's also not using your intuition. I think you need more info. So this is why I keep seeing this Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. That's why you also have Page of Cups in your advice. Text them. What's up? What are you doing? This position always makes sense to me when I get to the advice. It's like, oh, that's what they're talking about. All right, let's see why it's the Page of Cups is here and the Queen of Pentacles. There's the Sun, hello, and it's upright. Leo, by the way. And here's Pisces again. The Hangman at the bottom of the deck is 3 of Pentacles. Well, good news is no more third-party situation, or at least help yourself out of it. All right? Because it looks like you really need to hang in there with something and see it from a different point of view and different perspective. All right. Stay happy. Do stay positive. Positive B is here to say be positive. Let me tell you something. Little Posy B over here, he lost a bead. My daughter flung it across the room because she was having a day, right? I said, oh my God, you lost Posy B's bead. That's like so cruel. And I'm like, listen, Posy B, regardless of losing his little bead, is still positive because what goes down must come up, right? It's the same thing with energies. What is negative will eventually become positive, right? Or two negatives can only be a positive. Let's look at it like that. Be scientific. But anyway, she runs over, she hugs the bee. I'm sorry, bee. It's not about what you did that was wrong. It's for you to focus. This is me to my daughter now. It's for you to focus that even though right now it's a bad moment or it's a bad time or it's difficult or it's hard, if you stay focused and you stay positive, you will see the right way. You will see the right path. I'm like, regardless of losing his little antenna bead, he's still positive, this bee. And she's like, and then the other day I saw her coming into this room where I keep all the tarot cards and I saw her hugging the bee. The reason I bring up this story is because I'm seeing the sun in your advice. There's always a brighter side to shit. Always. Right? It might not seem like that at the moment, but it's coming in. All right? So, because I feel like you already have something you can work with, Aquarius. And it's to me, it's the new path. It's the new direction. It's your evolution. And I think Spirit for a while has been wanting to push you in this direction anyway. All right. So here's your sun again in the outcome. And let's see what it's talking about with your judgment call and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. No more juggling shit. No more weighing pros and cons. None of that. Clarify this, please, for Aquarius. Queen of Wands. I think you're trying to make a decision on maybe something that you kept casual. Something flighty. Like a fling of some kind. So I think now you're entertaining not just like your side hustle, your side thing, or your whatever that you kind of weren't taking seriously before. You're taking seriously now. All right? Because I feel like you're like, I really now need to focus on my future. My new life. Is this it? This might be it. That's why you have this Four of Cups like, is it unrequited or is it not? Is it really maybe my blessing? What is this? Aquarius, please. Yeah, very soon. 100%. I think a lot of you, whoever this newish person or the side person was, they could clearly be the main event. But listen, the door on this relationship is closing very fast. The window is shutting as we speak. You've got one last ditch effort before it goes away completely. And I don't know when your next opportunity will come in, unless you don't care. We'll see more in the extended. Aquarius. What do you have for Aquarius, please? There you are. We'll take you. What'd you guys get? Oh my God, this is so true. And I'm going to make you guys do this. Stop trying to skip the fucking struggle. Keeping it positive won't insulate you from having emotions and needing to evolve. You're not going to spiritual your way out of hitting the next layer of wounds to heal. The healing, the Four of Swords, the Six of Swords. All right. So many of us make the mistake of thinking we'll arrive and that'll be that with the life lessons and shit. Personal growth is more like peeling an onion and like climbing a mountain. It gets stinkier and stinkier and you cry more, but everything gets juicier the deeper you go. The true spiritual badass doesn't pretend like their onion doesn't stink. Stop trying to skip the fucking struggle. I love this. And this is very much Saturn won't let you anyway next week when it goes into Aries. So there's that. All right, guys, that's what I have for you. Extenders, I'll see you over there. Members, I'll see you over there. Everyone else, I'll see you next week.